And 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm Orlando Jones.
And I'm Jamie Hansen.
We talking shit with Orlando Jones. That's how this works. You clear?
Did you like my radio voice? Was it kind of sexy?
It was incredible. Just the passion that you spoke.
Miss Karen's over here cracking up.
You guys.
She's like, what the hell did I sign on for?
Unbelievable.
Hi,
right?
guys.
Hi, Karen.
How you doing?
Good. Yourself?
I'm doing well.
All right.
Happy to be here.
Good. Same here. It's good to see you over there, James.
You too, bud. So can you believe this crazy lady brought us together almost 7 years ago?
Wow. Was it that long ago?
It was something like that, wasn't it, Karen?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
About 7.
Do you remember the story of the coming together, the forming of Voltron?
Wow. The forming of
Why
Voltron.
why don't you tell that story, Jay?
Well, you're a better storyteller than I am, but I will say it involved your old gym.
It
And
did.
it involved doing promotional work for a comedy show that Mr. Orlando was doing.
That's right.
And I'll let you take it off.
So yeah, that's when you were doing the Theater Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I introduced you and Jamie so that Jamie could film the show.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. You guys have been lovers ever since.
Man, I tell you what, Orlando has blessed me more than I've ever expected.
He does that.
I built the studio almost 5 years ago.
Yep.
Had nothing. I went through every bit of money I had to get it started. Orlando came in and was like, you need better lights. You can't shoot black people in these lights. So he went into his own pocket and he upgraded all the lighting in the studio.
Yeah. And then Jamie, when we did the mock funeral for the Sleepy Hollow event,
The one I was only supposed to be doing pictures for?
yes, I hired Jamie. I use the word hired loosely to come in and do pictures. And then I decided I wanted to do some B-roll, which turned out to be A, B, and C roll. And then the only person that had sound available was Jamie.
Was the photographer.
Which was hilarious.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And Jamie was running around putting sound on everybody. The videographer didn't even have sound. He was like, hey, I got my camera.
Wow.
And Jamie's like, how are they going to hear you?
I told you I'm not artsy, I'm nerdy.
And you and Orlando have been together ever since. Our meeting was extremely interesting, Jamie.
Oh.
When you and I met.
But we're talking about the one that we do not speak of?
So I was doing a show for my dance company, NORAC,
Like
And-
contemporary dance, not, dance.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Modern and contemporary dance.
So there was no boom chicka wow wow in the
Not
dancing.
not per se.
It
Not
would have
per-
been nice.
It might have been some boom, but there was no chicka
No
wow.
chicka wow wow.
No chicka
Got it.
wow wow.
Okay. Thank goodness.
And I had hired a videographer and a photographer, and one of the girls that was assisting me was also one of Jamie's assistants, and she just came sashaying back into the dressing room and said, "Hi, I brought my friend from All Angles magazine to cover this show," and I was like, "What?" I mean, with a massive attitude. I walk out. He's just as sweet as he can be. He's setting up everything. I look it right in the face and go, I don't know who you are. I don't know why she told you could get in here, but you are to get out now. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just, I really, I hadn't never had a chance to do something like that. I was like, I do not care.
She didn't.
I didn't.
Until she found out how good I was.
And then he walks out and he's in the lobby. And the girl that was trying to connect us said, this is the guy that does my pictures. And I was like, what? Because I'm in dance or choreography movies. She pulls up her phone and swipes back and I go, and I go running through the Scottish Rite Temple. True story. He's just as sweet. He's just in the lobby talking to everybody. He has all of his gear on his back. And I went, hey, come here. What's your name? He goes, Jamie. I goes, where are you from? He goes, All Angles magazine. This is a digital magazine online. I went, you can shoot the show, but I'm not paying you a dime. He was like, I don't care. So I paid the guy that is doing the real videography and $450. Sucked. Jamie gives me all his stuff for free. Amazing.
Wow.
And we've been connected at the hip ever since.
That's how you guys met.
That's how we met. And we've been connected at the hip ever since.
It's such a
And
complicated history.
Yeah.
And yes, I did apologize. I said so many times I'm sorry. And I don't think he ever heard me say I was sorry because he's too busy running from one end of the stage, capturing every move my dancers did and didn't even know the choreography. It was brilliant.
Jamie stopped listening to you as soon as he said yes. When you said yes, he was like, and I'm done with her.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
He
right.
moved right on
He
to the
did.
next thing.
As my son would say less.
Say less. Exactly. So
Now, how did you guys meet? What's the story behind this?
Oh, he's sneaky.
I am not sneaky.
He's sneaky.
You a little sneaky.
So I was at the Black Arts Alliance Gala with Christine Harris, Brownie Harris's wife, and she kept saying to Rhonda Bellamy and myself, when we're done here, Brownie wants us to come over to Orlando Jones's house for sushi and
that sounds so official.
Yeah.
I was just having a party for Sleepy
Hollow in the cast,
crew,
a sushi party.
cast, just
I
people
wanna
are
still
away from
say
home, you know what I mean?
I still want to say sushi party. There was so
So-
much sushi at this. I was like, did you buy out Nikki's? Pretty much, he did. So I have been an Orlando Jones fan since my mom says, since that boy was running around doing the 7-Up commercial. He's so cute. That's what my mom would say. So of course I was like, hell yeah. Rhonda was like, I got to stay here and, wrap up the gala because she's the hostess of it. So Christine and I jump in my car. We run over to his house. He lived downtown at the time. I knock on the door, and there he is. He opens the door. Hey, come in. And I kept saying to Christine Harris, I got to not faint because I don't really fangirl anybody. I'm like, I love this guy. This guy's amazing to me. And she was like, oh, he's so sweet. Da-da. And then we were talking about everything. They're talking about all this Sleepy Hollow stuff, and all he's doing is staring at me. And then he goes, hey, so I hear you're a trainer. And I was like, random. I was like, yeah. Brownie chimes in about, oh, she does more than that, da-da-da-da. So he listens. He goes, let me hit you up later. Like 2 weeks later, he just calls me out of the blue under the pretense of, I need a trainer. And I go,
I did need a trainer.
I go, no, you don't. And he goes, no, I do. And I'm like, okay. And then from day one, he walks in. Because what he did is he background checked me.
Yeah.
So from day one, he walks in with this whole trainer mentality. But he bought a crap load of sessions where I would see him every day. And I kept saying, you do not need to train like this. Yeah. And then he was training. And because you know how I was back in the day.
Yeah, you killed me.
I mean, he was getting his butt kicked, but he would recover super fast and start talking about the industry to me. And I didn't want to hear about it until he started explaining to me how content is delivered into this portal called your phone. He went techie smart on me, and it sucked me right in.
Yeah. The man's a genius.
Then he had my brain. Him talking about the industry I didn't care about. And he went straight at it. And then every day when I saw him, he would say, so how much does it cost to get you for like 25% of your time that you're just mine? 50% of your time. And then, he finally, after about maybe like 2 or 3 years, I think you came in with the hammer. You got to leave this. You can't do this anymore. I need you full time.
2.5.
So April, February, we've been together 7 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Indeed.
7, indeed.
It's crazy how fast you can absorb information, too. Because I'm supposed to be an IT guy and a tech.
Yeah.
Orlando will be looking at something like, Jamie, what about this? And I was like, dude, I don't know nothing about that. So now I have to research. He makes me step up my game all the time.
Right. Yeah, same here. Yeah. So
drives me fucking nuts. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. I don't.
We're talking shit with Orlando Jones.
Apparently, and about.
So,
at
the same time.
Yeah, so. Fuck,
Your family, man.
Yeah, listen, I feel the same.
No,
As
so,
you guys
I
know,
have to
love you
produce
both.
a show. I got to give him a show.
Well, you are the producer for this show, too.
Well, I try.
She drags me into stuff. That's pretty much how this works.
Hey.
She came on as a guest and gave us notes how to run her show. Big old balls.
Hold on.
Ka-ching.
Hang on. Air these babies out a little bit.
Listen.
Yeah. I told y'all I'm a ballsy chick. I did a commercial about it. Remember?
Listen, if it wasn't my mama, it was my grandmama. If it was my grandmama, it was my great-grandgrandma or one of my aunties. It's only a question
Of which black woman?
of which one is going to be in charge. They'll make an alliance together, as she has with my mama. So I don't make My daughters. I don't know what they got cooked up. I don't know. I just do what I'm supposed to do. It's easier this way. I believe you.
I have 2 ex-wives. I can. You're right.
Path of least resistance.
I just
Figure out what black lady in charge. Me, I don't recommend having a white lady in charge. No disrespect to white ladies. I'm just saying, for my personal situation, it requires to have a black lady in charge. I don't mean no disrespect.
I understand, man. You've seen my
It
kids.
requires a black woman in charge with Jamie too. You saw the swirl.
Oh no, listen.
Listen,
I can't speak for his situation over
Jamie
there.
has 2 beige babies.
I know he does. Listen, violating all types of redneck rules and regulations.
I'm not a redneck.
I didn't say you were.
My daddy's a redneck.
First of all, out of respect for your father, how dare you? Somebody over here, I'm defending rednecks, all right? I love everybody. I truly do.
Hilarious. No, but had to give him a show, and I'm glad that I can be your first guest.
Yes, I know. This is crazy.
It is very crazy that you're interviewing me.
Yes, I am. And I'll be asking the question.
Yes,
From
sir.
here on out.
From here on out.
Yeah, you know it's serious
You're
when that
the-
hand gets to waving. As soon as somebody gets a point and
Just add a neck roll. You got it, baby.
Oh, dude, do not
listen,
ask him to ask.
my favorite, honestly, have you ever seen a guy mansplain something?
No.
Listen, it's the best because they start clapping at you. I know you've never seen it except when there's a mirror reflection somewhere. My favorite is when dudes start clapping. It's reflexive.
What do you mean start clapping?
Listen, what we need to do here,
yes.
but it's like there's no team. Who the hell are you clapping at?
Pops does that to me. Your dad.
I know he can't help it. He claps. He's like,
he
"What we gonna
claps
do
at
now?" And this.
Yeah.
What is happening with that?
Orlando's parents think they're my parents, which they are. I shouldn't even say mom and
They
dad.
think
I'm
they're
sorry.
everybody's parents.
You are my parents. And when his dad wants my undivided attention, that's what he does to me. He goes, "Now listen, what I'm trying to say to you," and I'm like, "Whoa, there was a."
He clapped.
That was a clap,
That
yeah.
listen, that's the next level of mansplaining when he start to clapping at you. So, that's
Yeah.
when I know when the finger come out.
Yeah.
That's when you say stop it
Yeah.
because you about to clap and get yourself killed, which is not smart.
Which isn't smart.
No.
So what are we doing, guys? What's happening?
Well, Jamie was going to talk about what we're going to look forward to. I thought that was the whole point. With all the corona stupidity going on, people are depressed at home.
Sure.
I hope that if you
Definitely.
watch, what I'm saying, we can have some fun on the show as part
Yeah.
of the point of the
Talk some
show.
shit.
So what do we have to look forward to, Jamie?
So we've got a lot of things in store. Karen is obviously our producer, but she's got some major guests on the way.
I do.
I can't announce those guests as of yet because we don't have confirmations in yet.
That's right.
So you have to excuse me. This is episode 1. I'm used to a podcast world, so I'm getting used to the dynamics of being in a TV show type of world. So I just go with it. But yeah, so Karen, I heard you started a show called Melanie and Unicorn.
I did.
I didn't so much hear it as I'm the one shoots it. But can you tell us how that show developed?
This is why I wanted you to do this. This is exactly why I threw this to you.
I got a big ego.
Yes, he does. That's so funny. Jamie would bring that up. So I didn't want to be back in front of the camera. I like being behind the camera. But, we started King Network TV about 5 months ago.
Powered by Roku.
Powered by Roku and Amazon Fire Stick, and soon to be Apple TV, signing the paperwork at the end of the month, and Google TV, expanding.
Wait, are we going to be on that network?
Oh, yeah.
Fancy schmeat.
Yes,
fancy.
yes.
Be
I'm
official.
going to take all the shows and put them across all platforms. That's how we got the deal. So King Network TV is an independent television channel that was actually purchased by Lily Williams, part of the family. And he did that behind my back and literally went and did the deal and then came to me and said, "So, Mom, I got a present for you." And went, "Drop." And it was an amazing gift and, said, "I want you to be the boss." And I think one of the funniest things that we talked about is he said, "Well, I want you to be the CEO." And I said, "Oh, no, I want to be the boss." And he goes, "Well, who's the boss?" I said, the producer. And he said, oh, okay, then you're the boss. So he's the CEO and I'm the producer. But, every network has something called a driver show. There's either a TMZ or Entertainment at Night or some type of news thing that kind of pushes what's on that network and things coming. And I felt that King Network TV needed that. And, as I looked around for who I thought was the best personality to create that, it kept coming back to, well, you have to do it. You're the one that's signing all the guests. You're the one that vet all the content creators. You are actually creating content. So you should do it. So as I say, I bring the melanation to the unicorn nation.
Oh.
So that's the melanated unicorn. And it's guests from King Network TV. Celebrity guests, it's entrepreneurs, it's activism. I try to cover it all. It's a facilitator platform, and I enjoy it. You do a great job as my producer engineer, and I enjoy it.
My pockets, thank you.
Well, and my 1 million viewers, thank you. Believe 1 million viewers. Listen,
That's
the first
crazy.
show you did, it was like 30,000, and I was like, oh my God, it's 30,000. And Lily called me up and said, "Oh no, that's 300,000. You're missing a zero, Mom," which was shocking. And then it just has grown. The last one that we did, which was episode 3, which had you in it, took it to 1 million. And of course, your segment is legendary. It's the first time we had to put out our discretion of language and stuff, which now we have all the time on there.
As well as we
But
should.
it was, as well as we should.
Well, I mean,
Damn it.
what had happened was, which I believe is the official.
So yeah, that's the Melanated Unicorn. We just shot episode 4 that we're getting ready to air on Wednesday. You can catch it on King Network TV, or Roku, or Amazon, or you can go to kingnetwork.com and live stream it.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's what it
Lily
is.
Williams. You
Lily-
know how I know Lily Williams?
Now, this is a great story. Tell them.
Lily Williams was my stand-in on Sleepy Hollow.
Hollow.
Everybody knows you from Sleepy Hollow down here.
That's true. But the fact that a kid who was my stand-in on a show that I was,
Yeah.
acting
Yeah.
on
Now has
has his
own
own
network.
network.
Yeah.
It's
is,
crazy.
For me, like, there's nothing better than that. You know what I mean?
And we're getting ready to open up a film school in Tennessee. Actually, he just posted the building. I can't believe he actually posted the building. But I was like, oh, my God. So, yeah, actually, it's an old high school that we're looking at taking over. And then we have some property in North Carolina that we are going to partner with Atiba Johnson from Front Street Marketing Produce and so many other.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to do the annex of that school here, which would be somewhere around 10,000 square feet, 2 sound stages for, edit studios, and then some things. And, we're working on that now.
How far along are you guys in Tennessee?
So in Tennessee, we have a GoFundMe page right now that's doing really well. We are in discussions right now with the people which is the county that controls the old school. We're pretty far along. If we make it a not-for-profit and open it up that way, then the state of Tennessee and that county actually helps you facilitate that. It's like what I did when I moved here and opened up my performing arts school, and I made it a part of the New Hanover County school curriculum. So you can do that in Tennessee. So we're pretty far along. Where the issue would be the renovation for it. You understand that the whole build out for that. So we would need funding for that. But it's going pretty good. And Nashville has taken, he's in Tennessee and it's not that far from Nashville. So they have taken notice of the network and the idea of the film school. So we actually have some people that are attached to the whole Nashville network there in the music industry that we're talking to that are saying, hey, let us know how we get on board. So,
Interesting.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. Lily Williams.
Wow.
Kind of official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Crazy to see what can happen, right? When you take the information and apply it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
Well, again,
You know,
that step, he gives that to you. When he posts on social media, he's like, That's my brother that grew me, that taught, said, keep going, keep going, keep going. So,
I mean, look, the information is no good to me. I mean, what am I going to do with this? Just, you know, I mean, listen, it was given to me with that side of spirit. So, you got to pay it forward. At least I do. I'm a coach's son. I don't even know what else to do. I mean,
you're coaching when you're not coaching.
I'm a coach's son.
Yeah.
Please. My dad instructs me. Didn't I tell you he clapped at people? Didn't we establish?
Well, didn't your dad used to hit you in the back of the head with a basketball if you missed the shot?
That is not
that story.
That is not a fair assessment.
Tell the story.
I went to my
Jamie,
father.
wait till you hear this.
I went to my dad and I said I wanted to learn how to shoot free throws. So,
Pops, first of all, I love you. I just want to say, out of all the daughters you got named Karen, I love you, Dad. I love you the most, Pops.
So he says, I'll teach you how to do this, but I want you to understand that shooting free throws is a concentration game. It's a concentration shot. Mm-hmm. That's what it's about. I said, I understand that. He goes, no, I don't think you do, but I will teach you how to concentrate if that's what you want. I said, I do. He said, okay. I want you to remember that this was your idea. I said, all right, no problem. We went down to the armory. He put me at the free throw line. He took a volleyball. He stood directly behind me, and he threw the volleyball at the back of my head.
Oh, volleyball.
So, after I got hit the first time, I was like, why are you throwing a volleyball?
Did you know he was going to hit
at my head? No, I did not.
Okay.
I didn't know because he just said shoot free throws.
So shocking. You miss.
Nope, it wasn't about missing.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
It's about being distracted.
It is about focusing on the shot that you are shooting, which is the free throw.
Right. Being distracted.
Don't focus on the fact that there's a guy standing behind you going to throw a volleyball at your head. It's not like the volleyball is really going to hurt you.
I'm having a dodgeball flashback
me
right
too,
now.
Me too.
I'm just waiting for the wrench.
That's how I learned to shoot free throws.
The wrench.
I blocked that out. That's I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because that
Can
wasn't
you imagine?
And it wasn't gonna hurt. It's not like it was like out. It was gonna hurt me, but it was focus on the thing. And I got to tell you,
Daddy is a big man. Daddy is a big man. I bet it hurt a little bit.
His daddy's phenomenal.
When I got to Mad TV, I was so grateful for that.
For having a ball thrown at the back of your head.
I was. Because it was super distracting on that show. We had our audiences were 600 people, and people would try and distract you while you were performing because that's what the sketch comedy world is like.
Yeah, I
it's
gotcha.
Super vicious.
Yeah,
and I
kind of like the stand-up comedy world.
Yes, but in many ways, kind of more so because you messing up gives somebody else more airtime.
Well, and on a stand-up, if you say something, you can go back at him.
That's right.
Which is always a mistake with you, which I'm so happy no one would heckle him.
That's right.
Because if you heckle Orlando, it's your last heckle.
Now, speaking of heckling, we've got an event on April 17th, correct?
We do. We are doing Port City Comedy Jam. Guess who's hosting?
That'd be probably Mr. Orlando Jones.
It's Orlando Jones.
What? For real?
For real.
That's crazy. I'm a host. I'm be in that
Listen,
building,
so, look, I actually had a comedian. Shout out to Ellie Coleman. She's going to die when she hear me say her name. She literally reached out and said, hey, I'm really working on my stand-up game, and, I'm struggling, trying to figure out what to do. And I said, it's just skin in the game. Told her my life when I did stand-up and told her Orlando's journey with stand-up. And then, you know how I get. I was like, why isn't there any damn stand-up going on? So I created a series of open mics called the Port City Comedy Jam, which Orlando Jones hosts. And it has 2 shows, one at 8 p.m. Jamie better be there filming it. Jamie, here's your threat. You better be there filming it, Jamie. 8 p.m.
Those are the poutiest threats I've ever seen him.
You better. You better.
Just I can't hate him if I don't.
Well, you got me there.
A little bit.
So yeah, a little bit.
I know how to play chess.
You do. Well, I might add. So there's an 8 p.m. show. It's a 10:30 show. And we have a headliner, Dallas Brown Jr., coming in to headline. And I'm using local headliners. Listen, we had somebody the other day hit me up and said they want to do the May 1st show that we're doing, and they're coming all the way from Texas.
Hell yeah!
So we have people coming in just to do open mic, and mostly because we're gonna film it. It's gonna air on the network. So there you are, a brand new stand-up comedian, and you got with both of those networks from Apple and Roku, our per day viewership is like at 214 million per day. So if you're a person struggling, you got 250.
It's a great platform.
Yeah.
Telling the story, man.
Yeah.
All you can do is
So
tell
you
your story.
tell a story.
Yeah.
So Orlando, how did you get into comedy in the first place?
Stupidity is usually the way
I
get into most
I can
things.
confirm this. I am
That's,
certified.
That's how that happened.
Yeah.
It had been something years and years ago, back when I was in college. I started writing for stand-ups, which is an incredible demoralizing job because you grad like the paper, right? And you write like 25 jokes or 50 jokes and you send them in and they might take one or they take nothing. And then you get up and you do it again. So that's what it's like selling jokes. You might make 50
Selling
bucks.
jokes.
So, from that, but it was not a lucrative job. You had a lot of misses. And I did that for a long time and just, I was writing in Hollywood when I was, 20 years old. So there was, 19 years old. So I really didn't do the stand up on the road thing. So after I had a new manager at the time and she really wanted me to do stand up. And I was shooting a movie and I didn't really have a lot of interest. And she said, listen, here's what I'm going to do. A year from now, I'm going to book a date for stand up. And you're going to go a year from now. I don't want to hear any excuses. And I said, okay. And I agreed to that. And then the date came up and I was like, I got to go. And she's like, nope, no excuses. And so I went to the Miami Improv and I did a weekend. And it was awesome, incredible experience. And then I started just doing stand-up. I was going around doing fill-in dates because I was doing other stuff. So I would, when somebody would cancel, they need somebody to sort of show up and fill in, I would drop in and do it. And then after that, I started, talking about how to build that and wanting to grow that and how I needed a producer. So I met a producer named Karon Tunis, and we took it off from there. And so that's kind of how I got into stand-up, really. And it's been an incredible journey. In fact, I was just talking to my girl Ada Rodriguez, who's now going back out again, and Ada's she's like, you got to go out. You like hurry up. So it's nice to be back out post-COVID, obviously, with COVID still going on, really.
Yeah.
And just to find a way to do it that was safe and different and within the guidelines and regulations, stuff producers do.
Yeah.
So I get a chance to go do stand up again. So for me, right, it's the lucky job when you think about it. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Thank you, producer.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
So,
My pleasure.
Not only does Orlando do comedy, he also acts, but he also produces music.
Yeah.
So he's got whole albums out, he's done all this stuff.
Yeah.
I say that to lead into, you're also doing something called Spits, right?
I am doing Spit. Spit is a battle competition, which is hilarious because I never realized. First of all, the name's hilarious, especially during COVID. Spit, bitches.
I like that.
Listen. So here's what's funny about the Spit competitors. I didn't realize that the rappers are so protective of not letting each other know who's going to be in the battle. So if you look at my Facebook page, it only has like 109 followers. But then if you go in that inbox, it has like 280 people everywhere going, hey, hey, hey. And they don't want to out themselves because they don't want someone to know they're coming. But there hasn't been any rap battles going on since, before COVID. And this is one of the first ones on the East Coast. So we have rappers that are interested from all over. And I'm giving away, I'm actually going to increase the prize money. Right now it's sitting at $600, but I'm going to take it up to $700 prize money. And it's 3 rounds. And the last person standing, we have judges. Guess who's going to host it?
I have a pretty good idea, Mr. Orlando Jones.
Just ironically.
Are you his pimp?
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, here's what I say to my listen, the last time I said this to a client in this room, she was offended. So this is why she's no longer my client. But as I say to all of my clients, listen, Hollywood's the pimp and hose game. I be
Yeah.
the pimp, you be the hose. If you're not a good earner, what good are you to me?
Yeah.
So yeah. As long as the hoes make money, I think they're good.
Yeah.
I think they're good. I think it's a requirement for being
What's the term? Top B?
top. Listen, my bottom bitch. That's the bottom bitch. That would be Orlando Jones. That brother's an earner. You hear me? You hear what I'm saying to you?
You good money,
He
oh.
good money. Hold on. He keeps a pimp sparkling and the way she ought to be is all I'm saying. But
Me
yeah.
too. Me too.
Me too.
Hashtag me too.
Whatever. So yeah, that's gonna be fun, and hopefully I'm trying to get the prize money up to $1,000, and we'll do 4 series of that. So first one's gonna be probably right after the 4th of July. And what's cool about it is it's open to the public, but the rappers have to pay an entry fee to get in. So we flip the revenue stream where the rappers pay to battle.
Because you got to spit. You see, you got to don't come say words. You got to
spit. You got to spit.
Black Thought, spit. Black Thought is not rapping. Black Thought is spitting.
It's spitting.
Just the level of
That's
spit
exactly
is so
right.
ridiculous. You notice you don't see a lot of features of Black Thought. You know why? 'Cause don't nobody want to get ate up. Oh, they don't want to get ate up by Black
my
Thought.
goodness.
So you need to come spit. You need to spit.
Spit.
Yeah.
And
just so
again,
we're
it's
clear.
going to air on. I just hit that mic again. It's going to air on King Network TV, and now rappers that are new rappers will have a platform in where, again, on Roku, on Amazon, where their talents are shown, or where you got humiliated because you could not spit. One or the other. Think of, I don't know, does anyone remember the movie Juice? I loved that movie back in the day. Think of Juice without the murder.
Wow.
How about that?
Swallow.
Swallow. Yes.
Wow.
Gulp.
I'm just thinking major blooper reels like they did for
On
American Idol.
behalf of anyone
That'd be hilarious.
listening whose mind went to the gutter, I'm going to pray for you. And, I'm going to pray for you.
Gargle.
Gargle.
Gargle's the
Gargle.
one.
That's it.
Gargle's
That's
the
what
one.
it is.
Yeah, gargle.
So I hope that that's something I can do every year. It'll be a 4-part series. I have my judges in place, and we got that happening. I have a few things coming up. There's a pool tournament where Orlando's dad will be the head judge of that. We have a fashion show and a brunch coming out. That's for a not-for-profit. So we got that happening. So, I have a few things coming on the horizon.
So everybody in this room is all about growth, helping people get to their next level.
Yeah.
So Karen, you found a lot of local people and you've been trying to get them to start their own shows.
Yeah.
Now, if someone has a show concept, how do they actually go about putting it on King Network, or how do they go about making it grow?
That's a good question, Jamie.
Every now and then I have one.
You do, Orlando.
Don't get used to it.
Shock. He told us, see, and I can take that comment back because he said not to get used to it. So I'm not gonna get comfortable. I'm gonna lean forward, all uncomfortable because I'm not gonna get used.
I direct both of your attention back to Jamie's question.
So yeah, there are a few people, as you know, I kind of commandeered them off of Facebook, and now they're dear friends that were just amazing chefs or home chefs, and literally taught them via, because I learned from this guy and from you, taught them via Facebook and emails how to create their own shows. I did a good job too. The shows are fire. But if you are trying to get content on King Network TV, the first thing for you to do is to really determine what it is you want to give us. Is it a music video? Is it a movie? Is it a television show? So that's number one. Then number two, you can send me an email at, get your pencils out, JLLOFALL@yahoo.com. Say, new content for King Network TV. And you can tell me what that is, and we'll arrange a time to speak to you to see if it's some content we're interested in. Right now, we have over We have over 123 different content, now 24 since yesterday. We just picked up one of your shows, another one of your shows.
So that one's official now?
That one's official.
Oh,
You'll get all
you're
your
not going to be able
paperwork.
to tell them nothing.
All your paperwork is coming back today. Matter of fact, when I get out of here, I have to get back into the office. But yeah, it's been really a pleasure to do that.
And how do people make money after they submit their content?
So what happens is that, of course, I got Nancy, the compliance officer, and Gary Shipman. These are the attorneys and the people that run my life are all, not happy with me. But what I did is I went outside the industry standards and I gave them an 8% residual on the gross amount of sales around their show. So as you taught me, television is the advertisement business, and it is about the commercials that you see. So King Network TV has a marketing team that sells commercials around the content. We actually have a content manual, and we go to either national people that Roku and Amazon help us with, or we go to locals and say, here are the shows we have on our network. Here are the day parts or the times of day that they air. Here's what the show is about. Sometimes we make a suggestion and say, hey, this show is about fitness, and you're Dick's Sporting Goods. You should advertise on this spot. And then when we sell that spot, we give the content creator 8% of that revenue. So if I sell a McDonald's spot and it's $50,000, they'll make 8% of $50,000. Or if I sell to Trucks chicken and wings and seafood next door and it's $100, they'll make 8% of that. But the industry standard is 2.3%. They don't care nothing about y'all. I just thought that was a little cheesy, so I increased it.
Well, and also the best thing from a creator standpoint, it's not a typical lease like you would do with Amazon or Hulu, where you don't own basically you would give them your stuff. Yeah. You would lease out for 12 months. Yeah. They own everything. They can do anything they want with it.
We don't do that.
Well, no, but we as a creator also retain all the rights to our content and can put it on any other platform we want.
Any other platform at the same time.
That's dope.
Yeah, at the same time. Because
that's
for
unheard
us,
of.
Trust me, I had a whole team telling me that. But, working with Orlando, I slid into a different realm of the entertainment world. And it was the entertainment world of him literally, I don't want to say seating me at the table. Orlando would shove me at the table and basically say, if she can't sit in the table, you can kiss my ass. And I was, I was not used to that. So that was unheard of. And I'm so grateful for that. And it taught me a lot about how people get screwed over. So I saw that. And yeah, I think that, we're an advertisement platform where we pay, people think this is crazy too, we pay for everything. We pay the licensing fees so that you get to keep your stuff. I have my FCC license, which is really unheard of for a black female, for anybody, but a black female holding an FCC license is like, what? So it allows us to negotiate with those networks differently. And I don't want to hold your content. God, no. I want you to go be famous. I want you to take your content, put it anywhere you want. You can put it on Facebook, YouTube. You can put it on a competitor. We don't really have a competitor because, see, we badass like that. But if you think they are a competitor, whatever, we cheer you on for that. And you can leave anytime you want with no penalty. And you can leave and your stuff, you can say, hey, I'm not going to give you anything else, but I want this to run. And you'll still get your 8% into perpetuity forever. That's so I want to pay it back so you guys can grow. If I want to own my own content, I'll create it like I do right now. Yeah. So I don't need to steal our library. Yeah. I don't.
Well, ultimately, if you're a storyteller, the situation you probably shouldn't be in is one where you can't put your content in as many places as you would like for people to hear your story. And that you wouldn't receive fair compensation for having put it out there without losing all rights to everything that you created. I mean,
that's called racketeering.
Yeah, that's a simple thing. Exactly. And people act like it's impossible to do that, and it's just not. And having had that argument so many times throughout the course of my life.
Well, I can tell you, Roku, literally, when I came up with that concept, they were like, wait, what? And that made them give us a different deal. Yeah. Where we are not just these people. See, there's a lot of people that go to Roku and they do their I call it the renter's agreement, where they say, hey, I'm gonna pay you this amount of money each month. Let me run my stuff on your network. We don't have that. We actually have an FCC license agreement that we are a partner with them, and that's why our numbers jump so quickly. They had us at when we started off, we were at 50 million viewers per day, and in 32 days later, they gave us worldwide domination everywhere except Korea. Because Korea is not, South or North Korea does not get Roku. So it's just not, they get Amazon though, but they don't get Roku. But they entered into a deal, and they did that because they were like, wait a minute. Literally, you're not retaining this, even the music. I'm like, no, I don't want any of that. I want them to take that music and go be famous. What you can do is one day when you're on the red carpet or the blue carpet, you can shout out King Network TV. But me wanting to own you, I'm not a component of slavery. It's not my thing.
Really, you're against?
Would you believe it?
Huh.
I know.
Didn't see that coming.
I know all this, But no, I don't.
All this pimp talk. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
With all this pimp talk, it would be a surprise. It's contradictory, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Well, let me say this to you. I wouldn't call it contradictory. I would call it contradictory-ish.
Contradictory-ish.
Yeah.
Like black-ish. Got it. Oh, well, listen, I have great affinity for Blackish.
Thank you.
And my
You
man
should.
Lawrence Fishburne,
You
obviously.
should. That's your
so
boy.
I listen like a
Boy.
brother.
All of them is your people. Jennifer too.
There's nobody on that show that I do
Anthony.
not. We go back.
Can I tell you a funny story about him and Lawrence Fishburne?
I love funny stories.
And Lenny Kravitz.
Okay.
So being new to the Orlando Jones, he just told me to lean in. Let me lean in. Being new, let me lean in, boys.
Spit in my microphone. Uh-oh. Jesus. Holy water. Splash.
What is she about to say?
I'm melting.
Ridiculous.
With all the church network that you have on your show.
I know, right? Listen, hey, Reverend Henry and Reverend Barnett. Yeah, hallelujah.
Wow.
You too, Reverend Mickens. I said, hallelujah.
The mispronunciation of it all.
They know me. They know who I am.
That is true.
I say, hallelujah. Just a hallelujah. How about that? So getting to know Orlando, he would have these meetings with me, kind of just so I would understand his brand, which was so much to take in. I'd spend 2 hours at a time just first learning the stand-up comedy brand, then learning the television network brand, then learning the subscription brand, then learning the movie brand for both, then learning just on and on and on, digital. I mean, it was a lot of training. And one day I walk into his house, and he had this, for lack of a better word, a beautiful man cave that looked like a completely another house downstairs. And he's on this phone call on speaker. And he's just going back and forth, and they're talking to this man. And I recognize this man's voice, but I don't know who he's talking to, but I think I recognize the voice. And then all of a sudden I hear him go, and fish, and fish, and fish, and fish. And I go, is this talking to Lawrence Fishburne? So he gets off the phone, very nonchalant. And I go, was that Lawrence Fishburne? He goes, yes. And just starts trying to go to what I'm there to learn. And I go, no. Say what? So then he explains to me his Lawrence Fishburne story and how they became such great allies and how he's basically your big brother. Okay, so that's number one. I put away my fangirl and I learn everything I got to learn for that day. I get in my car and go, I can't believe I was Lawrence. The next time I go to his house, this time he has moved. He is down on the water, the house he had on the water. And he's on his upstairs deck, and he's talking, and I hear this. He's on speaker, and he's talking, and his ex-wife opens the door, and she goes, "Oh, he's on the porch. I think he's talking to Lenny." Who? What? And I hear this guy with this smooth voice going, "So yeah. So what I'm probably gonna do, brother, is da 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 da." And that's Lenny Kravitz. And this is how I find out that these are like his little best friend circles. Like these are his what?
I mean, that's fam.
Just like It's like when he threw Donna Ross's son at me. Hey, Evan, this is Karon Tunis. She's going to help you with your music. Yeah. Are you giving me Diana Ross's kid? What are you doing? What are you doing right
But someday
now?
that's going to be us.
I mean, obviously, must respect to Mrs. Ross, but Evan is fam.
yeah.
Well, yes, but I was like, what's happening right now? What is going on right now? That's how he baptized me. He was just throwing people at me.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Preface it? There's nothing to preface.
Hey,
And
Karen,
none of them care, so
No.
I don't care.
Hey,
None
Karen,
of us care.
this is Tashina Arnold. Talk to her for a second. I'm going to go get a juice.
No, she definitely don't care.
No, she didn't care.
No.
Hey, girl, I heard so much about you. Why is Orlando Jones
She's
talking
the
to
best.
me?
She's the best. She really is. No,
Oh,
no,
my
Tashina
goodness.
Arnold. Tashina Arnold is my sister.
So that's just his world. It's very interesting. I love it.
I feel lucky to have friends. Genuine friends.
Yeah,
you know.
they're your family.
Yeah,
I would call them
absolutely.
more than friends. Those are like your
No,
family members.
no doubt. We've
Yeah.
stuck together. We've been through a lot of stuff together for
Yeah.
over the years. So
Yeah.
Cool. So, hey, Orlando, young actors, obviously, there are going to be a lot of people watching this show.
Mm-hmm.
What advice could you give to somebody trying to get into this game?
No, I don't. It kind of depends on what you want. People always forget that part. Like,
Yeah.
most people want to be famous. You know what I mean? The drive.
Until they're famous.
Yeah. and they don't want it anymore. But which is really true.
It is very true.
But if fame is what you want, then I'm not the person you should listen to, right? If this is about how you're going to pimp the Hollywood game to the maximum effect, then again, I'm probably not the one to listen to, because my goal has never been to pimp the Hollywood game at maximum effect for money.
That's my job
Yeah,
description.
the
Lady in Red.
the artist I came from that's not our thing. It's about the story and what that story does and how it lands and sometimes frightens or inspires or uplifts. But either way, it's about the light, right? Shining that light of truth is kind of the core of art. So if that's what your desire is, then the craft, knowing how to do it, is a really important
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always find it strange when somebody asks young actors, like, what do I do? And I'm like, well, have you learned anything? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, so you ain't even trying.
Yeah.
But I'm supposed to give you the secret sauce, but you're not even trying. Like, you save the secret sauce for the people who are working their ass off trying to do it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
The people that are
It's exactly
forcing themselves to get on their feet in front of other people. So, because that's the scary part. It's not the doing it by yourself. It's the doing it in front of other people. And there are people who are doing incredible stuff online and they're posting it. But either way, the first thing is, do you have a story to tell or that's important to you? And secondly, which character, be it you or a myriad of them, are you using by which to do that? But the craft is sort of the key. So I try and respond to people who I feel have that passion, right?
Yeah.
And to the people who are just trying to figure out how to maneuver the madness, then I'm like, I don't know how to tell you all that in 2 minutes. There's no way for me to explain that to you. And you're going to need a partner to help you do that. That's a far more complex question, right?
Yeah.
But if we're just talking about art, it really helps if you have something to say. That is.
Well, here's what's
important thing.
here's what's funny, and when I said, and here comes the brutal part. I know you didn't ask me this, but
No, go ahead.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Here
Like
comes,
you need permission.
Yeah, exactly, for my own show. Hold on for a second.
She popped her collars, y'all.
Collar.
Yeah, I knew where that was going.
BDE. Big dick energy.
That's exactly. Hold on again.
talk. Yep.
Kaboom.
Real
Air
talk.
these
Uh-oh.
bitches out.
Air 'em out.
Air these out.
There you go. There you
Hashtag ballsy chick.
go.
Hashtag in my eye line.
Oh, you have a gas mask.
I got two.
Hold on for a second. He has for gas mask. Does he really need one?
ridiculous. I do not.
Here's what's funny, and here's the real selfish part of it. Listen, if you're going to be an actor, you're going to or an actress, you're going to lose something on the way. You're going to lose something on the way. Typically, what you lose on the way is something or someone dear to you. That sounds very harsh, but it's true because it is a very selfish industry. I mean, you think about it. If you're trying to be, let's say you're trying to be a filmmaker, we know a lot of those, right? It's funny because most of the filmmakers that are that you and I know, they have someone that they're attached to romantically or a family member, and without sounding mean, those people are going to have a harder time getting to where they want to go because the film industry they don't give a damn about your family or your wife, your kids. Don't care nothing.
The show must go on.
They don't care nothing about that.
The show must go on.
And they want 100% of you all the time. They're selfish about it. And most people don't want to do that. They don't want to abandon something they think they have a responsibility to, family, friends, and stuff.
Themselves.
Right. To make that leap. I'll tell you that most of the really successful filmmakers are either single, or they started out single, or they are an actor that already is established, and then they can slide over to filmmaking. But it is very hard. Even though we have a lot of them, you will remain marginal because you're going to sell part of your soul to get there. It's just the nature of the game. Now,
even if you look at what's going on with Justice League, particularly on the creative side,
Yep.
there are some real horrible personal tragedies that
Yep.
those people suffered
Yep.
in the midst of sort of the making and all the complexities. I'm excited about the Zack Snyder cut, but Zack's certainly, the cost he paid was extraordinarily high for his art,
Yeah.
and the tremendous guilt that goes along with that. And that's not to suggest that people should feel bad for some of the most privileged people on the planet.
Right.
Okay, I'm certainly
Right.
not suggesting that.
Yeah.
But I am just saying that when asked by a young actor a question like, "Hey, how do I really want to be," it would be irresponsible not to point those things out as well, because those costs are so high.
That's why.
Which I'm glad you. I'm glad
that's
you're
why
doing.
I'm bringing that up.
Exactly.
And even as an actor, the cost becomes higher because here's what people forget: that you have to transform into that character so much that not only do you make us, the audience, believe it, you got to make everybody on that set believe it. And it's hard to do, and that's a very self-serving thing. Orlando had this thing when he did Oliver Tambo for Madiba, which Lawrence Fishburne was in, and Orlando was in South Africa. I literally watched Orlando morph, and I mean this like seriously, into this person. I watched Orlando start really holding his mouth differently, doing tics like Oliver Tambo. This is even before he got to South Africa on the set. He had kind of become this guy. And by the time he came to the set, he was that guy. And even when I would have to call him, we had a 13-hour time difference, something like that, 15? It was a lot.
Yeah,
It was a lot, something like that.
No.
Yeah, it's about 15.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that, right? I would have to wait, just an hour or two to talk to him because you couldn't talk to him right off the set. You could, but you were not getting him.
Yeah.
Actors don't realize that really, and it's hard. So it's a very self-serving craft. So I tell people first, what are your surroundings that will allow you to have ultimate success? Jamie, you're a great example of this. You're out all times of day, morning, noon, and night. And you're single because you're out all types of
And
morning.
I'm fussy.
And you're fussy.
So that's the thing I was getting ready to say. Anybody who wants to do this can do this, but you have to put in work.
Yep.
If you look at Elon Musk, if you look at Steve Jobs, if you look at anybody who's actually done anything with their life, they don't work 8 hours a day.
No,
they
no
work
such thing.
16.
16, more.
You have to
More.
work double in the beginning to earn what you made in 40 of your old.
That's exactly right.
Anybody can do it, but you have to put in that work. It's
You
not
have
going to
to
be
put the
handed
work.
to you.
Right.
And if it's going to be handed to you, it's probably not going to last because you don't know the nuances
That's exactly right. I mean, we have a lot of celebrities that hand their kids things, #college scandal, and look how that worked out.
I'm Becky.
Johannesburg is 6 hours ahead.
6 hours
It's driving
ahead.
me crazy. 6
Sorry,
hours.
6
yes.
hours
No,
ahead.
no big deal.
So, okay.
But yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, that right. There's a as James Baldwin would say, the price of the ticket.
That's right.
It's important to know that price before you jump into it.
That's exactly
You know,
right.
I didn't know it before I jumped into it, right? So certainly had its awakening. I don't have any complaints because, like I said, I'm privileged.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's that.
And
aspect.
and the way you jumped into it was extremely gifted. I mean, you literally had the best
was
of the
lucky.
best that came and said, "Hey, this boy right here." Like, I mean,
and I was behind the scenes. I think there was an incredible learning curve.
Yeah.
Being able to sit there, be in the room, and sit in network meetings and studio meetings, and be with producers and
Yeah.
writers for many
Yeah.
years before I was on the
with
other side of
big
it.
shakers and movers.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
but the funniest part of it is that after having spent the first 5 years of my career in those rooms, was as soon as I started acting, everyone acted like I had no idea about
What
any
you
of
were
that.
doing, what you were talking about, right? Because you're on
Yeah.
the other side of the camera.
Yeah, and they start explaining it to you like you're an
Well,
actor
you know what we say
because you have
we
no
say
idea.
you know what we say. We every time us people behind the camera, when they say the talent, we go the talent because we always think you guys are. I mean, I don't think you're a dumb bunny, but for the most part. But I do think
I did at
people,
first until I talked to him.
Hey, listen, here's
well,
the thing.
most of them are.
Everybody thinks. Here's the thing that no one tells young actors or the star. Everyone thinks you're stupid.
yeah.
Everyone thinks you don't know what you're talking about,
That's right.
and you are super stupid.
Right.
So you can be as famous as you want.
Yeah.
But people still think you're stupid.
Yeah. And the reason we think you're stupid, the reason we think you're stupid and it's unfair is because your life is not your own. And most of the time you're following and taking directions from someone else. So we think because of that, then you can't figure out how to tie your shoes or put the left in front of the right or the right in front of the left. And,
You
that's
had this here melanin. And suddenly, you just got a dumb bunny walking around talking dumb bunny stuff.
So Orlando, was your first paid commercial gig the Food Lion stuff, or was it 7-Up?
Kroger's.
No. Long
No, what was
before all
that?
of that.
It's you're 17, yeah?
I might have been 16 around then. I can't say I remember because I started off doing regional.
Sugar Bear safety commercials.
Yeah, I did ads for Sunoco.
Okay.
And Sugar Bear safety commercials.
South Carolina highways and byways for the state of South
With
Carolina.
Sugar Bear. No one even knows what Sugar Bear
Mazda,
is.
Not a clue.
Yeah.
So
like a
From
good
the
pimp.
cereal?
Sounds
From
like
the
a good
cereal.
pimp name.
Remember
Yeah,
Sugar Bear
yeah.
from the cereal?
Sugar Smack.
Sugar Smacks.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
name was Sugar Bear.
It's a heroin
I'm
dealer
I'm
on
from North
cereal.
Dakota. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. They had a little heroin dealer selling smack on cereal
I
to
posted
kids.
that commercial. Have you not
happened.
seen that commercial of him as a teenager doing safety driving?
No.
It's I'm gonna post it when we get done.
So, so the way the entertainment business really breaks down is that the most money across the board is spent on industrial films. So training films that companies need to teach people how to do a job or A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but those are predominantly what it is. industrial
Airline
films.
stuff like that.
So any company that was in the Southeast, did industrial films. So I did those for years. And even though I was, 16, 17 years old, I could morph enough to be able to play like a young guy in his 20s down to somebody who was like a
He
kid.
was like a young adult.
So that's what I was doing, and that's how I worked in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. I had a local agent, and I did local industrial films.
By the way,
and
I'm going to
local
interrupt him.
commercials and stuff.
He did all of this without his parents' help. No kidding.
What were my
He
parents
didn't
going to do?
consult them. He didn't even consult them. Next thing I know, he was just doing it.
So, and having a local agent and getting work in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia while I was living in South Carolina, I knew what the audition process was like because I've been in those rooms, and it might have been a local room, but it was still walking into a room with this script, whether you like it or you don't, having to do it. So me, I've never had an issue with auditioning because that's how I started out, right? But once you start doing it as a craft, right, and once there's a character in the whole thing, it was no longer just me walking into a room, whipping it off the cuff, right? I mean, I can still do that, but I'm not giving you my best game then. I'm just whipping something off the cuff because I don't really know what we're doing here, right? And for me, that's such an important part of how I have learned to operate and function and tell stories as a character, right? Yeah. But the business doesn't care. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
And that no one talks to you about that middle ground. See, the business is totally fine with
I
me
do,
being
but
the
then
same
everybody gets
all
upset
the
when I
time.
tell them the middle ground. They think it's Karen's ground, and I'm
But
like,
it's not.
It's
It's
not.
not. Like my brother Tracy Morgan is incredible.
Yeah.
Right? He's incredible. But he's always Tracy.
Yeah.
Right? So for him, it's a completely different process than it is for me if I'm going to become someone entirely different. And so what people will say to you is, oh, just be you. And I'm like, but I don't know if who I am is the right character for the story.
Translation: I have several personalities. Which one would you like?
Well, he's got character range.
I'm an actor.
does.
But
His
I'm an actor.
character.
You didn't hire Orlando
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah.
So why are you talking to
Who
me like
actually is kind of boring.
you don't want Orlando Jones?
People don't even understand it. I want to I know this is your show, but I'm just going to tell you. Boring. He doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't do anything. All he does is write.
And there goes
Make
the carpet.
music.
Hey, if it's hanging out with my daughters,
Yeah.
Raquel or Paloma,
Yeah.
oh, undivided.
If I say, come have lunch with me, he'll do that.
Yeah.
If I say, hey, I cooked something and, it's vegan, he likes my food, he'll come do that.
Wait,
But,
now, that being said, Orlando is a vegan, but that man cooks the best steaks of anybody I've ever
oh,
had.
no, he knows what he's doing.
I like to
and I
cook.
don't understand why he understands flavors because he
and
doesn't
I like to
taste
cook
it.
for my daughters.
You know what his daddy said about him?
I can't even
My
imagine.
son eats the same stuff as my lawnmower
Yeah, right.
That's true.
That's true.
That's
at
that's
Thanksgiving
true.
dinner.
That's
That-
true. That's
that's-
true. And that's true.
That's
That's
very
what I
true.
say. Did you have your cup of mud today?
Yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, he's just like, he's always working or something. He is not, you don't want Orlando Jones because Orlando Jones is a tech nerd that wants to read, does not watch television. He can't tell you.
I do. I do watch television.
Not really though, because you don't.
Yes, I do. I watch a lot of stuff. I do. I really do. I watch a lot.
He
I
doesn't
watch.
even have cable.
I watch
he doesn't
a
even
lot
have
of
cable.
stuff.
He doesn't need cable. He's got a whole catalog.
I know, but when I say he doesn't watch TV, what I mean is you do not watch the day-to-day bullshit that's on. You just
No, I
don't.
do not.
That's
that is
what
very
I meant.
true. No,
that's
you
what
are.
I meant.
That is 100%
I didn't mean
true.
that you didn't. I didn't mean
That
that
is
you
true.
didn't know what content on. I mean, like
No, I watch content, but
Yeah.
you're right. I'm not interested in the newsy,
No. He
spinny.
don't care nothing about that shit.
Who I'm
But
supposed
like
to hate this
like
week.
most celebrities, he doesn't even know what the gossip is. I'll have to send him a thing and he'll be like, oh shit, because they just remove themselves from that because they compartmentalize their worlds and they're on all the time. So when he's not on, that's his brain.
And I'm interested.
Decompressing.
I have two little ones, so I am interested in what
Raquel and
they are
Paloma.
interested in right now, which means this has to go sit here.
And he means that too. What was the name of that pony that Paloma was so crazy about?
which one?
No, the one I cannot. I almost said his name. Her name. It's not Liberty. It's somebody like that.
Oh, you mean Rainbow Sparkle?
No. It was another one. And all I know is that I would call you and I said, I need to just have a quick talk with you. And she'd be going, Daddy, but just and she is hurt. And Daddy, and Orlando would be like, she's hurt. We're in a big meeting. He'd be like, she's hurt?
She was
Well,
hurt.
what happened? Daddy, are you going to come and sit down with me? Because
Of course, I had to sit
Daddy,
down
so
because
he's like,
she was
he's
hurt
like,
herself.
he's like, look, Tunis, hold on, the pony's hurt. I gotta go. I'll call you back. Click, and he makes sure that the pony's. I cannot remember that Spirit.
Oh, Spirit had
Spirit.
herself. Oh, yes, of course. Spirit had hurt herself. That's exactly right.
Oh Lord.
She got stuck in the ravine, and then she was hurt, and they were blowing up
and
dynamite.
Paloma told him
That's true. We had to get her out of the ravine safe.
they
for
should
the-
call
for the
Paw
dam broke.
Patrol for help.
That's right.
So we got another script writer.
What
She
100%.
told Daddy they should call Paw Patrol for help.
And we did. And Marshall showed up, and Rubble helped us dig out the
See?
situation. It
That
was
was all of it.
it was incredible.
All of it.
So you're writing all this stuff down, right?
Listen, no, I'm not trying to monetize.
I would.
I'm trying to monetize his kids.
You know what?
That's me.
You know what?
We'll send the cat in.
I
Listen,
want their childhood to be their childhood.
That's what he
I
keeps
gotcha.
saying. When the youngest one was born, the first thing I said is, "Oh my God, you're gonna make me a lot of money. You're so gorgeous." He was like, "We're not pimping my children, but this one's really pretty. Look at this one.
They're both gorgeous.
They're stunning
They're
children.
completely amazing.
But they look like you.
Listen, here's what they can do. They can be in charge of all of y'all,
Okay.
and y'all can do what they say.
Cool.
Now that's funny. Even Raquel would laugh at that. That's funny.
Well, listen, there's gonna
Now
be
Paloma would not laugh at that.
No,
Paloma
that's
would
true.
say correct. That's right.
That's exactly what she would
That's
say.
exactly right.
And then Paloma would correct Raquel,
Yeah,
and
she
Raquel
would
would agree.
explain the correct when and by the way, Paloma's the baby.
That is
She said-
not that Raquel needs correcting because she's usually in charge of Paloma, but about this part,
She
Raquel's
would
a
be-
sweetheart.
She's
Paloma's
a sweetheart.
gangster.
Yeah, Paloma's a gangster.
Paloma's
She
a gangster.
is.
Well, the best thing I can tell everybody is make sure you stay in your lane. Like, I know I'm a
Look
tech.
at us, Orlando and I both lean back. Yes.
I'm a tech. I do techie things. I'm not a content creator per se. I'm not artsy. I can't stand it.
See, I said that too to him, and he disagreed with me this morning. I told him he's a creator.
No,
No,
I'm a builder.
because listen.
He says I'm a builder.
What
now you are a builder.
That's true. But
This
what
set's stunning. You built the set is stunning.
But what? That's like saying David Fincher is just a special effects guy.
Well, he is.
No, he's also a storyteller.
No, I know he isn't, but I
Right?
just
I
wanted
know
to.
you. I know you like that, and it's funny. So what am I going to say? Right? I mean, seriously, what am I saying? What am I saying?
Snare drummer, you're late on my beat there. Rim
Yeah,
shot.
but that wasn't a rim shot here. That was legit funny. But he's a storyteller with this technical knowledge, right?
Yeah.
You are a storyteller with this technical knowledge, and you evolve as you learn on both sides of the camera. I know as a storyteller, for me, my knowledge of learning about things has absolutely informed my ability
And
to tell
both of you
stories.
guys together,
No,
when
without
you
question.
guys are together, you actually are learning off of each other. He'll share
Sure,
something
yeah.
with you that he's
Listen.
found. You'll share some. I mean, it's.
I learn all the time, every day. I think that's what the only way I know how to keep my axe sharp is to keep my ears open.
That's right.
To what's coming at me, and to not assume that because this person doesn't know, they don't know. They might say something stupid, but they might inadvertently say something.
Right.
brilliant.
And none of
So-
us have egos either. I think that's important to say, Jamie. We are all, we take a hit when we're incorrect about something and we own it. Matter of fact, we actually love it because then we just learn what we didn't know.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and I think that's something that the three of us, the dynamic with us is why we've been together for so long too, is because we just don't have any ego about anything. We're too busy trying to get the product out and the craft. And each one of us knows what our weaknesses is. Like, clearly, y'all weaknesses is that y'all can't shine like a melanated unicorn. Clearly. But as I said earlier, and I shall repeat, I bring her the melanation to the unicorn nation. That's what I'm here for. Are we going to talk about my pops? I want to talk about my pops.
We'll talk about your pops.
But before we talk about your pops,
How dare he?
I would
he
I
did.
would like
He
to
did
take,
it.
I would like to take a 10-100 break before something pops.
A 10-100? Are you trying to go to commercial?
Yes,
Would you like me to cue you in as your producer?
please go right ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more Talking Shit with Orlando Jones with Jamie Hansen on board as well. See you in a minute, bitches.
Did you call our fan bitches?
Why
Yeah.
we gotta be bitches?
Oh, my Lord. All right, I'm keeping it in.
Jim, your game seems a little off. What's wrong?
Well, Diddy, I bought a house I can't afford, maxed out 23 credit cards, my daughter's headed to Princeton, and with all that stress, I can't satisfy my wife.
Sounds like you need a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah, try some.
And this works?
Money alleviates symptoms caused by not having a lot of money. Stress, depression, insomnia, headaches, backaches, neck pains, gas, using the oven to heat your house, athlete's foot, erectile dysfunction, women not calling you cute, women not calling you, women leaving you for your best friend, and your best friend leaving you. Side effects of a lot of money include avarice, arrogance, and attraction to women half your age who are working their way through college as strippers. Before you use a lot of money, consult a doctor to make sure a lot of money is right for you. Also try My Own Money for women and a little money for kids.
Hey, we're back. How you guys doing?
That was so official, man. Why was I expecting more?
As a producer, I was as well.
That's why my ex-wife thought too. That's
That's
they're
what
my
she
ex-wives.
said. I'm expecting more. That's what she said. Wow.
That's always what you hear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey,
It was
we
that balloon
back,
joke.
Right? Hey, we back, you back, we back, you back. Tell me about these pops. That's what I need to know.
Oh, so this collection is TLC. I collect them. Listen, I thought that pops were only superheroes, right? And then a fellow actor, Brad Jones, found one in Walmart. It was Tupac, and it was the only black hip hop one on the shelf. And he was like, "What?" And he posted it, and I begged. I was like, "Oh my gosh, grab it!" And then I just started researching, going, "Do Funko Pops do like hip hop artists and black folk?" And they do. So if you look at my show, The Melanated Unicorn, I have a huge collection, and these are the latest ones that came in. It's TLC. So you got T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chile. And I know you know all about them because you was in that camp. But yeah, so I brought them to show you because I wanted to.
That is amazing.
Aren't they cute? They're so cute. My favorite one, really, everyone else's favorite one is Prince. My favorite one is Biggie. Because it's him as the baby. They call me Big Papa album, his first album. And I just ordered George and Wheezy Jefferson.
Okay.
I got Kid and Play coming.
Ah, yes.
I have Aaliyah on the way. I have all of the Jackson 5 coming. I ordered O'Shea, that's Ice Cube, in his Impala.
Oh, yeah.
And I got the baby Lil Wayne from his album. It's on this way. So, and Jamie says he needs to hang shelves on my set. So.
Well, I also asked to take them out of the boxes.
No, you're not supposed to. It's sacrilegious.
This is shiny part of it.
You're not supposed
It
to.
reflects it on my lights.
I don't care. It's sacrilegious. You're not supposed to take them.
Why don't you put a little tea light inside?
Oh, God.
She won't let me open that thing up.
Like I said, why don't you leave it alone? Stop touching the
They're
box.
perfect. and the fans say, we so respect. Did you leave them intact? Absolutely.
I would drill holes in the bottom, put little LEDs in there.
I know you would. That's exactly why I pack them up and take them away when I leave, because I don't want Jamie to come in, have my shit all pimped out some crazy way. They'll be singing and moving. Don't go chasing
that's not a bad idea.
See, look. The rivers and the streams that you used to.
I gotta like it's so crazy to see those. That's
Isn't that
amazing.
awesome?
No, it really
The
is.
Kid and Play one is hilarious because it's them doing the dance move, and it is funny. So and
love it.
Weezy and George is funny too. They're
love
funny too. I love it. So yeah, man, that's
So
what I'm
Karen,
doing.
thank you very much for being our first guest.
Oh, my pleasure.
That's right. Thank you for coming in here, sis.
So
Good
much
to see you.
fun.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
connecting us.
Oh, you're welcome. That's just serendipity.
And because this is your show, thank you for letting me be part of this show,
Oh,
other than just
awesome.
running cameras. Because I'm the second take at this.
You are the second take. The first take didn't take.
Well, we tried. What can you say?
That's all you're supposed to do.
So either way, I appreciate it. I want to say thank you to both of you guys.
You're my pleasure.
No, thank you, man.
So now, how the heck can they find you?
Don't look for me. I don't want to be found. I am underground. No, you can get me on Facebook. Is probably the easiest way to get me. It's Karon, Karon, and it's Richardson-Tunis, Tunis. It's probably the easiest way. People hit me up on Facebook. The easiest email address is jllofall@yahoo.com if you just want to bug me. And then you can follow all of my pages: Port City Comedy Jam, Anything But Weddings LLC, Norite Contemporary Dance, Talking Shit with Orlando Jones, Opposites Attract.
Okay.
And it just goes on a King Network TV. I'm everywhere. Google a bitch. Shit pop up.
So have you set up our second guest?
I have set up your second guest.
So are we going to announce it?
Yes, it's Shar Jackson. She's the second guest coming in, and she'll be talking about being on. She's also one of my clients. She's on Shameless
right now.
Yeah, killing it. And she actually just sent me some stuff from the Hudson Brothers that I need to share with you about some animation that she's doing. And we have one of her projects sitting over with Fox Soul. So it's good to see her back on the scene.
Cool.
And she'll be Orlando's and your next guest.
And are you going to be making more of these?
I will make you
I
those
love these
every
things.
time I come in here. I try to give you your production notes.
God, it makes my life so much easier.
And the next time I'll be on that side of the camera.
Cool.
Yeah. Doing producer shit.
And Orlando, how do they follow you?
At the Orlando Jones is the easiest way to follow me.
And then bug Karen and say connect me to Orlando Jones, which
Yeah.
is what everybody does.
Hey,
Yeah. At the Orlando Jones, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's the same handle.
that is true.
Yeah. Or you can go drivebyentertainment.com if you want to. Or you can go to his website, www.orlandojones.com.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
all of that.
Or you could get music from
Music from Trolando.
yeah,
That's
Spotify, Amazon, Tidal.
T-R-O-2-Ls.
Troll, T-R-O
Like you're trolling.
double L.
And then Lando.
Orlando. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I think that's
Music
it.
on Spotify and Apple.
Amazon,
And
YouTube,
Amazon, YouTube, yeah.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
All digital. Everywhere
Orlando
digital
did
is
the theme
playable.
song to The Melanated Unicorn.
Awesome.
He produced
did?
that. Yeah.
No, that's right. I did.
Yeah, you did do that.
Oh yeah.
That's when I hit you up and say, make it sound like Jill Scott and Erica Badu, but not them. And he said, okay.
Yeah, that was literally what she said.
That's what
by
I
the way.
said.
I was like, huh.
Sounds
on this. No wish sound to you. Anybody got a sauce we can.
Sent me 4
Oh.
takes, and then that last sauce was the one, the fire one.
Yeah.
You did credit for it, though.
All right, well, family, this has been a great episode 1. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Thank you for showing the love. And I'm Jamie, and you're watching Talking Shit with Orlando Jones.
Bye.
I'm Orlando.
And I'm not.
He's Orlando, and she's not.
And I'm not.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Fantastic.